Hi guys, George here, and today I'm going to bring to you a after action report. Now I'm pointing in that direction because that's where my screen is, and I put my image on the right hand side of the display so you could see most of the action. Um, so this is the second match of the virtual Winter Offensive 2022 that was organized by David Garden where I participated. I played a total of four matches. This is the second of the fourth. And ultimately, spoiler alert, it is the my second loss. Now, before I go any further, I'd like to thank my youngest son for lending me his headset. I think the quality of the sound is much more better. I'm pretty sure he lent it to me because as you can see, the mic just doesn't hold its position, but it still works rather well. And unlike the older one, I can plug it in to a jack instead of using a USB key. Usually forget to plug it in. And now I guess I look a bit like Joe Rogan with the full set of hair and much more smarter and intelligent than the poor fellow. So on with the show. ASL scenario J146 called Ragnorok. My opponent is Robert. I'm not going to mention his last name because I'm not sure if he wanted to be in the video or not. And George is playing the Russians. And what does Ragnarok mean? So Ragnarok is? It's actually a Norse mythological story, and Doreen, that's Dennis Freeberg's significant other, rightly let us know that this scenario should have been called Götterdämmerung because it has nothing to do with Nordic people. It has to do with Germans and Russians. The title is a translation into German of the Old Norse phrase Ragnarok, which in Norse mythology refers to a prophesied war among various beings and gods that ultimately results in the burning, immersion in water, and renewal of the world. However, as with the rest of the Ring, Ragnar's account diverges significantly from this old Norse sources. Let me tell you, this scenario does not diverge from hell and destruction. So it's a 6.5 turn scenario, and you have the Russians set up on this side of the board, the Germans setting up here, and in north of the canal. And basically, what these concealment counters represent are Russian reinforcements, and once a German unit either fires upon or moves adjacent to this counter, you roll a 2d6, and depending on your roll, you're either going to get a 5-2-8, a 5-7, or a Russian half squat, 2-2-7. And the whole point for the German player is to exit off the south edge 3 squad equivalents. However, if you exit a half track off of Y10 or a German leader with a morale level greater than or equal to 8, that reduces the squad requirement by 1 for each of those units exited. And then you got a few reinforcements. Let's zoom out. As the Russian player, you have a couple of reinforcements that come in on turn 1, and on turn 2 your AFVs come in, and notice that they're 76L with no MMG, and they come in through the road here, and of course that's the only surviving bridge with a wreck next to it. And as you could guess, the Germans have 1 Panzer Schreck in their OB. You could be rest assured that Panzer Schreck is there, although we do not see it because it's concealed. So that's the crux of the game. And let me give you a little spoiler. A little spoiler is this was another match that I lost, in part because I did not understand the SSR correctly. I was confused as to how these things would be activated. And if I knew that all it required to do was to move somebody adjacent to this to this hex, I would have set them up in such a way that in between buildings on the flanks, they would be activated and hopefully get his half tracks in street assault or street ambush. I forget its name now. It kind of escapes me. And the Russian units would have been also set up in better fashion than this. Of course, my opponent saw a weak right flank, a weak Russian right flank, and that looks like he concentrated most of his forces here so they can escape and take a run for it. And of course, he made sure that there was a rear guard, making sure that my tanks um, would not advance past the bridge. So on with the log, and let's see what's going on. This is Axis turn 1, and it's a rally phase, and we're looking for concealment gain. There we go. We place our snipers. Volleyball Chef. So, sorry, got his name there. So, task check for deployment, I suppose. Yep, half squads. And here's the German advance. And throwing smoke. And right off the bat, that's a winning move right there. See? Already this line is flanked. And we're moving. And now we're moving the reinforcements. They come in. And that half track is simply a mortar, mobile mortar. And this is the advance phase. Now, I'm not too sure why he moved in there. And I rolled something higher than a 9, so it's just simply eliminated. So that was a quick German player turn number 1. We're on to the Russian player turn. No weather. And we assembled our reinforcements. And we're trying to bypass and meet the German onslaught. We're just straight to movement. So immediately when I saw that this is the line of advance, you can see that I'm trying to divert my forces to meet his head-on assault. And here we go. Takes a shot, ends up berserk. And now I have to advance. We're looking at the shortest destination. We're double counting everything. Oops, he stays there. Now he's defensive firing. Half squads with the berserker. DM's another fellow. And here we route and advance. So here again, I'm too chicken to advance these guys through the bridge. I think that's their job. But I guess I was just scared of humiliating myself. Axis turn 2. Rolling for weather, none again. Guess there's more deployment to be done. Area fire there. Movement. More units going CX. and we begin firing. So it's a good thing that we moved this leader here from there, and we were able to do so. I don't think that yielded anything, but we did leave 2 residuals there. Somebody fired there, so oh, we did manage to break someone. And there's a half squad off already. Oh, so this is what the mortar did, was lay down some smoke to cover the advance. I have no idea what I'm doing prep firing there, and I cautiously bring up the armored fighting vehicles and advance a few people, drawing fire from the concealed stack, but only partially. Got lucky there. And the Berserk unit made it into the close combat. And here we have Borisov advancing into those woods. Allied turn 2. We ended up getting a pin here. And there's the Panzerschreck. Oh, I guess I knew it, but I should have played like the Russian player would play. The Russians couldn't care less if one armor unit blew up. He blows one Russian unit, the other 2 just advance and rear gate him. So there's the defensive fire from the German player. It looks like his line is a bit stretched. He's firing on Borisov, but all he gets is a pin. Advance fire, more advancing fire, getting some area shots. So, on the one hand, you could argue that these guys should have rushed it all up. On the other hand, there is another half-track German reinforcement coming in, and guess who's waiting for him? They are. Yeah. So here we are, routing from at X, because they were not yet in close combat. In a melee, they were in close combat. And I am moving up those Russian units to point-blank range within the Germans' advance guard. And we're looking at now Axis turn 3. Half the game is up. A couple of units to rally there. Okay, nearly rallied the Russian unit. There, we're marking some opportunity fire. There's movement and smoke. and we just started a blaze. Unit buttons up, and he's going. So that was the ATR missing. So now we have a unit and a half off the board, and a unit and a half is required to exit the board. Cautiously advancing, this fellow is with up fire, but with up fire we get to fire first, and manage to break a couple of units. All right. So here we have the advanced fire, pinned a couple of units, and DM'd another Russian MMC, firing to Borisov, and LOS check, but we don't have LOS. And here we have an advance. Well, let me tell you that smoke strategy kind of worked. As you can see, these guys were left in the dark. Highly recommend that these guys are used to guard the routes in between buildings, and give the German players something to think about. Got another unit berserk. Two berserkers in this game. And with allied player turn 3, almost done. It looks like the German player has a very favorable position. That's us firing over there. More opportunity fire and prep fire. And the berserk unit manages to get into a conundrum with them. Interesting. Allied turn 3. There's another berserk unit gone. Left behind is LMG. Trying to bring up reinforcements, but at this stage of the game it's a bit too late. Going for weather. Did we forget to... Oh, he's actually rolled a 4 on the IFT. Let's take a look at that. Here we are buttoned up. He's in a blaze situation. So, more or less, that's what I had to do. I had to sacrifice one armor unit to get the other two to advance. And Popov is now coming along. And doesn't let that broken squad impede him in any way. Allied advancing fire. And here we go routing. Now it's the axis player turn 4. We've just built for weather and there's no weather. 9 times out of 10 there isn't any weather. He self-rallies a couple of units. Technically he's not adjacent, so he removed the DM counter. A couple of test checks, and we half squatted up there. He's back up. Or no, he's not. He's not. He's not back up because there was a wasn't there one penalty for self-rally? No. There wasn't a rally. That what happened was here is we removed the DM simply. So you can't self-rally when it's the axis player turn. All right. There's more outfire. There's the smoke. And we managed to DM him and get a fire lane. And that's first fire support weapon. And we do a little fire lane in the normal range of the LMG. Alright, so now we got 2 units off the map. Two and a half units. What's happening with the leader? Come on, get off. And that's the game. Let's say no, we don't want to start a new log file. That was pretty much the game. Went up to turn 4, axis turn 4. And as you can see, my opponent exploded a clear path to victory. More or less clear path to victory. Having moved those units where I did move them was too little too late, and with a range of 2 and 3 and not enough 447s, I kind of messed up, I guess. But I can tell you for a fact I was not discouraged by my loss. I played this scenario again, and with experience you get better. And I highly recommend playing the scenario a few times if you haven't already done so. It was a very fun scenario. No regrets whatsoever. Lesson learned, and that was pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's 23 minutes long. And just to give you a little heads up as to what's coming in terms of videos to my channel, I'm hoping to put up a little bit of a tax video, which is has nothing to do with this hobby, but it's the other thing that I'm involved in. And I hope to have in line another 3 videos for Advanced Squad Leader. So the other 2 matches that I played in the Winter Virtual Offensive, did I say that right? Yeah, I guess so. Let's see. Virtual Winter Offensive 2022. Yep. So there's 2 more matches. And the other video I'd like to bring to you is the most often played scenarios of 2021. And hopefully you'll enjoy all the videos. So like and subscribe. I do not want to forget to thank my new subscribers and all the fellows that supported me from the start. I appreciate all of you. I wouldn't be able to do these videos without your encouragement and moral support. So thank you from the bottom of my heart one more time. So with that said, take care. I'm looking outside right now. We had a nice snowfall, about 1.5 feet or so, and I'm going to have my, when the day gets warmer, I'm going to have my hands full shoveling some snow. and hopefully my eldest son will help me as well. So take care. Enjoy the winter. Take care. Bye.